All right, guys, welcome back. A little bit of a breaking news here for you. Tornado warning just issued for the District of Columbia, heading up into portions of Prince George's, kind of right on the Prince George's and Maryland border here. So that red box right there, we just saw it pop up here on our storm tracker radar. So that's downtown D.C. getting right up towards the Prince George's County, D.C., Montgomery County, kind of that tri-county area there is where this tornado warning is located. So a little bit of what we call a kink in the line there, two cells kind of combining, leading to a little bit of rotation. That's going to be working its way up towards the Beltway here very, very shortly. So that is what we're watching here for you right here on Fox 5. Caitlin's going to be joining me in just a moment. She's going to pull up exactly when that warning goes into, likely for the next 15 to 20 minutes at least, as that cell continues to work its way northward across the district. So there you go. This is radar indicated rotation. Again, as these storms continue to push their way right across D.C. We've seen camera after camera of heavy, heavy rain around the district right now, and certainly can see a lot of winds out of this cell. So this tornado warning goes right up until 7 o'clock. So for the next 15 minutes here, very small, very localized area there across the district that is under this tornado warning cell. Caitlin's putting a tracker on it. Chilham, Langley Park, and if it happens to get extended there, Powder Mill Estates, followed by Vansville, would all be within the path of this tornado warning storm as it continues to make its way to the north and to the west. Looking right here. Perfect. Thank you, Caitlin, showing the velocity there off of the radar at Dulles Airport. And you can see right here where the green and the red meet. That is where winds are twisting just enough at the lowest levels of the atmosphere that you could get a brief touchdown, brief tornado there, heading right up towards sort of my neck of the woods, Calverton, Beltsville area. You're not in the tornado warning just yet, but if it does get extended, you could potentially be added. Greenbelt metro area along the green line there, you would also be under this warning area or nearby it. So we want folks here seeking shelter and taking shelter as it works its way off to the north here. So getting in a little closer for you, showing you where that cell is. Latest frame of radar bringing it right up, or that rotation right up near the D.C. and Maryland line. More so, it looks like on the Prince George's County side of the warning, as opposed to that sliver of Montgomery County that would be included as well. But Chilham, you're kind of right in where this rotation would be at this moment. So we want folks, again, seeking shelter. If you don't have a basement, put as many walls as you can between yourself and the outside, interior room, or lowest level of your house. But if you have a basement, certainly the basement level of your house as well, as this rotation goes on by. So again, District of Columbia is the main portion of this warning, although it's just about to get towards that Prince George's County kind of D.C. line there, right near Chilham, as it makes its way. New Hampshire Avenue's over here, Route 29, kind of in this general vicinity as well. So folks in that general area, we want you taking shelter. We're showing you the Stacks D.C. camera. You can see just how much, I mean, constant rain and constant lightning coming down on the Skycam network around the D.C. region. Can certainly see that on radar here as just this heavy, heavy rain continues to push its way near D.C. And essentially what prompted this warning, you had cells moving in from the west, you had some cells lifting out of the south. They happened to combine right over D.C. And when two cells merge, you can sometimes get a little bit of a twisting on the winds, and that's exactly what happens, what we call a kink in the line right there, right around the D.C. and Prince George's County line. Right where you see Chilham on my map is where that rotation would be at this hour. Weak, shallow, if it drops anything, likely to be very, very brief, which is why the warning only goes until 7 o'clock. But already we're seeing the storm, because it's moving so fast, get towards the top half, excuse me, of this tornado warned box. So there's some of the counties that would be in the path, or some of the towns that would be in the path of this tornado warned storm. We have Chilham, Langley Park, College Park, Berwyn, and then, yeah, Beltsville, my hometown right there, if they decide to extend this tornado warning. A lot of times they don't with these particular situations, because the wind field tends to break down relatively quickly when you have two cells merging like that. But we're going to keep an eye on it. We'll stay on air for you as long as this warning stays in place here in the D.C. area. Severe thunderstorm warning for everybody else around that storm. That also goes until 7 o'clock. We've certainly seen some gusty winds in some of our Skycam network around the D.C. area, along with the heavy rain. We also have, so we have three warnings at this time. I don't know if I've ever seen this. 3 warnings at this time for D.C. We got a flash flood warning, we have a severe thunderstorm warning, and we have that tornado warning here for the District of Columbia. There you go. There's all 3 of them right on top of each other. That tornado warned area, it does include a sliver of Montgomery County, though I would say based on the latest radar guidance we've seen, probably more the Prince George's County side that we're most concerned with right now. There's the flash flood warning that goes District, Montgomery County, Fairfax County, portions of Alexandria as well included in that. That warning goes until 8:45, and you can see from our Skycam network right there why that warning is in place. There's a lot of heavy rain coming down with this storm system. Let's go in, if we could, Caitlin, again, and focus on that tornado-warned region. If we want to pull up velocity, hopefully we have a new scan that just came in off the radar out of Dulles Airport, and we can see, yeah, it's still just a little bit of rotation within this cell. And this is very, very low-level stuff as those 2 cells kind of combine. Red is moving away from the radar, green is coming in towards it, and where they meet, you get what we call a couplet, and that's what's crossing out of D.C. going into Prince George's County right there. Just enough of a turning of the winds that a brief touchdown certainly can't be ruled out. So that's what prompted this tornado warning. Folks on the southern half of this, I think you're okay at this point. It's the northern part of it near the D.C. Prince George's County border, which is where the thunderstorm is at its most concerning levels at this time. So 212 right there heading up towards Adelphi. You all are in this warning. Please seek shelter until it moves on by here. Shouldn't be all that much longer, as the folks at the National Weather Service are going to continue to watch this and see whether or not they need to extend this warning or not. That brighter red you see near the word Washington, that is just a lot of wind coming out of this storm in general. So potential for some damaging winds heading across particularly the eastern side of the District of Columbia right now, and that's starting to spill out across portions of Prince George's County as well. New update, our latest scan off of that radar there showing that couplet has now moved, I would even say, if not right at the top of the box, a little bit outside of the tornado warned box. So we'll see if they don't end up dropping this a little early, as that rotation looks to me like it's mostly gotten out across Prince George's County at this time. We'll quickly talk to Caitlin. Caitlin, is this out of Sterling's radar or this out of Dulles' radar?
This is LWX.
So this is LWX. Do we have either DCA or IAD there, and we can see what either one of those? So that's the radar. It looks like coming out of Dulles there. And to me, it looks like it's really kind of spread out across the wind field. It doesn't look like I see anything too indicative of a tornadic rotation, at least not there. I do see right there where it was earlier, but it looks like most recent frames have tended to want to spread it out a little bit. So fingers crossed that we're able to drop this thing relatively soon as these storms continue to work their way northward. We still want folks taking shelter and being safe as this storm continues to work its way towards Maryland. All right, we'll go back over the radar for you, and we'll show you what everybody's dealing with here. That tornado warning does remain up until 7 o'clock at this time. If they happen to drop it early, we'll let you know. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Prince George's County. They did allow the one for Charles County to expire for now, though that cell remains heavy. Folks in Prince Frederick, Calvert County, and St. Mary's County, you all have not been hit yet, but storms are on the way. Same one they've been dealing with in Northern Virginia for much of the afternoon today. You guys are going to get your round of heavy rain here shortly. Severe storms down in the northern neck as well, working their way a little bit farther to the east. We'll continue to stay focused on this cell. This is kind of the top of the line here, where 2 cells are merging, giving you a brief area of rotation that prompted this tornado warning. D.C. heading into Prince George's County, although the rotational portion of this storm does look like it would be more in Prince George's County at this time, and it does look like the latest scans of radar have shown it to be weakening just a bit. That warning goes until 7 o'clock this evening. Again, everything we have so far has shown us that it's just radar indicated. We have no confirmation. It would be hard to see anyway, given the fact that it is raining so heavy out there, and we can hear the thunder rumbling at our Bethesda studios here as this cell is not too far off to the east of where we are located. The rest of the storm heading up into Prince George's County. Bowie, it's on your doorstep, folks in Bowie. Heads up. It'll be there within the next 5 minutes. So not the tornado warned portion of the storm, of course, but just the heavy portion of the storm. And folks across most of northern Prince George's County about to get pretty hard here. Caitlin's putting a tracker on that line for us. Bowie, again, doorstep, 659. That might even be a little slow because it's kind of getting right to you here. Savage, 707, 715 for 7 Maryland. Glen Burnie, 722. Lakeshore after that, 728 is where these general line of storms are heading. Again, that tornado-warned portion of the cell. Mostly now Prince George's County. I'm expecting an update any minute now from the folks at the National Weather Service. We'll see if they don't decide to drop a little bit early as the part of that storm that had the rotation within it right near Beltsville at this hour. And you can see where that green and red are combining. That's mostly now north of that radar box. So it's more approaching the Beltway 495. So I would think that if they're going to extend this warning, they would need to extend it more into Prince George's County as opposed to where it is now. But the rotation certainly gotten out of D.C., even though it still says it includes D.C. The rotation has now pushed off to the north. It's in western portions of Prince George's County, just about to cross the Beltway. I would say near College Park, Green Park, the Greenbelt Metro station's right there as well. You guys heads up, and if it continues to work its way northward, up the probably I-295 corridor, we'll have to give a heads up and let you know if they happen to extend it. But at this time, certainly that rotation seems to be making its way towards the outer loop of the Beltway there, well, outer and inner loop of the Beltway on the Prince George's County side of Maryland. So please be safe, folks. And if you don't have to go out right now, hang in, just hang out until these storms have gone on by. I think by the time we hit the 8, 9 o'clock hour, things will be a lot more settled here in the D.C. region. There's radar for you. And Caitlin, if we want to pause it at the most recent frame, we can show you the two cells. You can kind of see one sneaking in from the west there, another one coming in from the south, and right at the point where those two lines combine, where you see the light green kind of meeting the yellows and the oranges there, that would be where there's just a little bit of wind twisting around, and given that rotation, that prompted that tornado warning there in D.C. But that has now, at least to my eye, pushed out of that warned area and is now primarily there in Prince George's County. So, folks, we're going to continue to keep an eye on radar for you, at least until they decide to let us know whether or not that tornado warning will be dropped. Heavy, heavy storm for the rest of Prince George's County, though. Upper Marlboro, Andrews Air Force Base, all getting just absolutely soaked. I mean, look at every camera. We're scrolling through cameras trying to find you something that's not grayed out from just heavy rain. That's the White House for you, where it's still raining quite hard, though the worst of the cell has pushed north of the White House, north of the Capitol Dome as well, which you can see real well on our Skycam network. Tornado warning still up, set to expire in just about 4 minutes here. They have not extended it farther to the north, and I'm doubtful at this point that we're going to get that extension if they haven't already done it, but until they decide to drop it, we're going to stay on here for you. Hard to see, but it's right there right behind that box. There's that tornado warned area that goes until 7 o'clock. Severe thunderstorm warning for the rest of D.C. and Prince George's County that goes until 7 o'clock as well. This storm certainly has a history of producing some very, very heavy downpours. You see the lightning on our Skycam network as well. And the other thing I want to warn you, why I have your attention here, is we're worried about flash flooding. This guy dropped a lot of rain in a very little amount of time. Maybe, I don't know if you can hear it on my mic or not, some of the thunder that's clapping here outside of our studios, which are here in Bethesda. But heavy rain can lead to flash flooding. And of course, we've seen all the devastation in Texas and New Mexico. We don't want any folks getting caught in any floodwaters around the D.C. area tonight. So please be safe. That is our Bethesda cam. That's our tower cam off of Fox 5. And yeah, pretty much grayed out at this hour because of that rain. Now, I do see that they've issued a new severe thunderstorm warning. They have not put a tornado designation on this, which means they're likely going to allow this tornado warning to drop within the next 3 minutes here. But that includes Alexandria, Columbia, Montgomery County, and or District of Columbia, I'm sorry, Montgomery County and Prince George's County. That warning until 7, and I think this one got extended to include Anne Arundel County. That warning will likely go until probably 7:45. There you go. Thank you, Caitlin. 7:45 severe thunderstorm warning as that cell now pushes into out of the district and into central portions of Maryland Bowie, again, it's on your doorstep here within the next minute or two, and then heading towards I-97 and Annapolis, which was already hit earlier, likely going to see another round of heavy storms as this cell makes its way up towards their area. So, tornado warning portion of this storm, that's set to expire in 2 minutes here. We believe that that is likely going to be the case. And as we continue to look at our Skycam networks, that's the Stacks DC. It looks like we're showing a little bit of improvement there, at least in terms of rainfall rates. But severe thunderstorms do remain across the district. That's also set to expire at 7. However, it has been extended towards Bowie. Expect some gusty winds there, and then through much of northern Anne Arundel County, including the I-97 corridor. I'm sure if BWI is not at the ground stop already, they will be very shortly as these storms come across. And then eventually Arnold, Annapolis, you'll be in the path of these storms as they make their way towards the bay. So unfortunately, just another active summer afternoon here in the D.C. region. What prompted us to go into sort of extended weather coverage, this tornado warning. However, I'll say that portion of the cell, the tornado warning portion of the cell, is now outside of the warning box. So if there was any tornado on the ground with it, it would now be across portions of Prince George's County. Latest scans we have of what we call velocity, our velocity tracker tracking the winds of the storm, showing that that rotation not nearly as strong as it was. And Caitlin's showing that to you right now. This would be the area right here. You see, that's the tornado warning spot, but this would be the area if rotation tightens enough where you might get another tornado warning. If that happens, it would be for folks in Prince George's County heading into Anne Arundel County as well. So that would be what we're really watching with it at this point. If that happens to happen, we will, of course, come back to you and give you extended coverage here. But we expect within the next 30 seconds, this warning will likely drop, and we'll get you over to Like It or Not here in just a moment. But it's been an active evening here in the D.C. region. We could have a few more thunderstorms tomorrow, but we are expecting improvement as we head into the day on Thursday. Severe thunderstorm watch does remain in effect, though, until 10 o'clock tonight, D.C., and they did expand it. So for our folks watching there on the eastern shore, we know we have a lot of folks, Ocean City, Delaware beaches, you guys under a severe thunderstorm watch now until midnight, as all these storms that we're dealing with are going to make their way off to the east here. Also checking on the flood watch, which remains up for the entire region. That goes until the midnight hour. All right, as we thought, that tornado warning has been dropped right on time at 7 o'clock. We are going to give you a little break here, and then we're going to get over to Like It or Not. We will break in again should another tornado warning be issued. We'll be right back.